Audubon 2456.
State of the Save is back in your headphones with part 1 of our discussion on Vanquish and many other video games. As always, thank you for joining us. Once again, it's Eric. With me, as always, Michael. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good. I spent the first 10 seconds of the show thinking of a good introduction, and it goes to my turn. I'm like, I'm good.
I feel like if you've listened to the show more than 3 episodes, you realize that the first 2 lines out of my mouth are generally the same. It's almost like I'm reading a script, and then things go off the rails pretty quick. But thank you for joining us here, Vanquish Part 1. It's going to be a fun show today, talking about a lot of different video game news and topics. And also talking about Vanquish, which is a fascinating video game. Not exactly a game that we're here to talk about the deep political meetings or the story or anything like that.
Okay, I'll delete this note.
Yeah, we're just here to talk about cool shit.
Yeah.
It's just a cool shit conversation today.
What did we end last season with? Metal Gear Solid. So is running theme that we end the show with something cool and bombastic for the season.
This is
finale.
the last game of the show.
It's the last
for this season.
For the season. We're not.
No, not for the show, but for the season.
Don't stop believing. Starts playing.
Don't stop believe. No, all our holiday shenanigans will kick in next month. But last game of the season. Lots of cool stuff coming up in this year. Also, like I said, with the holiday. The ranking show is coming.
It's going to be a bloodfest this year.
Yeah, the end of the year discussions are coming. It's going to be fun. And cool surprises for Season 4, which is a weird thing to say, that it'll be Season 4 for this show.
That's usually when they kick out the old writers and bring the new writers on.
Oh, no. Start of Season 4 is just neither of us are here. They're like, it's a completely different show now. Why did they even keep the name?
Gotta change up the formula.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting stale. We need
keep things sharp.
Keep things fresh. There's a dinosaur logo now.
Foreshadowing. But you don't know what that means, listeners. Stay safe here. It's a weird day today because it's late. It's not even that late, but it's getting dark outside so early. Now it feels like it's midnight, even though it's 7 o'clock.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. So let's talk about some video games to keep ourselves rolling here.
I like that plan.
Michael.
Yes.
Video games. What have you been playing?
Elden Ring has its hooks in me yet again. This happens.
I feel like if you're of a certain skill level in Elden Ring, I'm at this same skill level, so don't take this offensively. Yeah. That's a game that you just kind of come back in and chop away at here and there and then disappear for a while and come back.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like...
I'm on the verge of the disappearing yet again. But
yes.
For a good 15 hours, we were having a blast yet again. It was like when an old friend comes home from the weekend. It's like, we're going to do everything and then, all right, see you in a few months, buddy.
We'll go to the bar, we'll go to the restaurants, we'll go have a good old time.
Yeah.
And then I'll see you in 10 years. We all have a friend like that.
Yeah.
That my friend that's like that, his head is popped up in my head right now. I ain't seen him in about 10 years, so he's going to pop back up anytime now.
We have summoned him.
Yeah, we have summoned him. I feel like that game, I play it till I get frustrated. I'll come back in, I'll play it for a couple of sessions, have a good time, and then get frustrated with a spot. I'll disappear for a few months, and I'll jump back in. And, I think that's just the way I enjoy playing those games. I've invested a shit ton more time in Elden Ring than I ever did in Dark Souls or any of those games.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a weird juxtaposition in that it's a very relaxing game, but also a very stress-inducing, terrifying game. There's something relaxing about just traveling in the open world being like, what's that? What's that? What's that? And then that thing inevitably leading to your demise every single time. It's almost comforting knowing, there's going to be a giant crab here who's going to knock me into the dirt.
It's like when you start a new competitive multiplayer game, and the first couple of days with it, because you don't understand all the mechanics, you are just having a good time. But then once you start to really dig deep into metas and things like that, it starts to become stressful, and that sense of fun and adventure goes away, because now you're like, well, I know how to damn do this. I know how to beat this guy. And I feel like Elden Ring does the same thing to me.
Where you're having fun traveling, and then you get to the demigods who just knock your teeth in. And you're like, I'm not going to use a summon. Screw that.
No, I'll use a summon if I have to. Damn it. If I die like 20 times, the summons are coming in. I need to get this thing done. But I feel like that's the point where I'm like, I'm breaking it down to a mathematical level where I'm like, okay, on frame number 72 of this attack is when I need to dodge and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a game that I would see myself completing in like 2 years' time.
Yeah.
In time for way past the DLC and all that stuff has come out. That's when I'll finally finish it.
It's like Blood and Wine. Like, I still haven't touched that DLC, but I'm like, one day I'll go to it. When the Elden Ring DLC is out, I'll be like, 5 years later, be like, that Elden Ring DLC. Let's check that out. Let's pop that in.
Blood and Wine I haven't finished Blood and Wine either. Did you play Hearts of Stone?
I did play Hearts of Stone.
Yeah, which is very good.
I love Hearts of Stone.
I didn't do Blood and Wine for The Witcher 3 because it was like that's when the game was over. It's officially over at that point.
Geralt's journey's over. I'm not done with Geralt yet. I want to come back to his journey.
I enjoy The Witcher 3 so much. It's probably in my top 10 video games of all time. And like that feeling of like, oh, it'll be over when I play Blood and Wine. Because I'm not somebody who has the time to go back and like restart The Witcher 3, you know?
Who has that time? No one.
So like, yeah, I need to do that. I need to just one day sit down and finish it. But I get what you mean. Other than that, what have you been playing?
So birthday happened.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You lived another year.
I did, despite the world.
I'm about to say that is an accomplishment.
So, so that's one reason I was playing up Elden Ring, clearing some of that backlog before I go into. Since my birthday's so close to Christmas, I just like accumulate games and gift cards and stuff to last me for a while. So now's the time where I'm catching up on stuff I missed throughout the year. And just random stuff. Like, I finally got Resident Evil Village. I'll talk about that in a second. I got Terminator Resistance, which I'm going to touch on very, very briefly. It is one of those jack-of-all-trades games where it's a little bit of Far Cry. It's a bunch of stealth. It's a kind of going from hub to hub. But what it does very well is its fan service to the Terminator lore and its understanding of Terminator stuff. I've only played for like an hour, but
I am aware of the game.
Yeah,
because a lot of the people that I follow, people like Civi11 and G-Man and stuff like that on YouTube, all talked very, very like positive about it. And it's one of those games that reminds me of a kind of game that kind of fell away.
It is a B game.
It's a B game.
You're gonna glitch out.
Way.
You're gonna glitch out in a few places, but like. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not that it's even that. It's not a game that has a humongous budget, but it has a lot of passion and well thought out ideas.
Yeah.
And that's really refreshing. And everything I saw about it looked really good. So yeah, I wonder how that's going. I need to get around to playing it, to be honest with you, because it seems like something I would enjoy. Also, I believe that studio is now working on a RoboCop game.
I think so, yeah.
So, like, it seems like they
found their niche.
Yeah, they're the 80s action games, like 80 action movies studio, you know? I heard nothing but good things about it. Like I said, and when I say, like, a B game, like, that has such a negative connotation to it that I'm not trying to apply. Because sometimes that's just because you don't have a budget doesn't mean you don't have wonderful, well-thought-out ideas.
We put Night Trap high on our list for a very good reason. We love those dumb B games.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love those
and
things.
Like I said, yeah, it's... I can become tired with everything being a big AAA over-the-top experience. Sometimes I want to play a video game-ass video game. And that game seems like a video game-ass video game.
It very much is, but with a lot of love and compassion towards, like, my favorite movie series growing up was Terminator 1 and 2. I adored those movies, and this has, like, it gets everything right from, like, the light synth soundtrack during, like, non-action scenes, just like the light synths, like, slowly building as, like, it progresses. But I will say one thing that I looked this up before I started playing. Difficulty is going to be my main theme for the show today. And I'm going to start by saying that this is a game that I heard is way too easy on normal. Crank that to the highest difficulty. A T-800 should not go down in a few bullets. That should be a fight for your life, where you're on the edge of dying every time you encounter one.
It's like it's like how I feel about games like Doom Eternal, where I want the difficulty to be that sweet spot between I feel like a monster badass, but the enemies are still substantial and they're still tough. I just apparently lost the ability to speak for a
It
second.
happens, yep.
Well, I want the enemies to still be, tough and still represent a fucking demon,
Yeah.
And, like, in that situation, yeah, if it's a Terminator, it needs to be tough. I shouldn't be blowing through those things like they're tissue paper,
I need to try to be like, I want to avoid fights with these guys as much as possible. And even haven't gotten to a point where I'm like in a one-on-one fight with them. I am dealing with a lot of like drones and like spider robots and everything as I'm scavenging. It's very much like it's a little bit of Fallout. It has like the Fallout and Oblivion style lock picking system. It has the hold triangle to heal yourself from a Far Cry game. It has the stealth and marking enemies from every first-person stealth action game. So it's a little bit of everything. It's a jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. There's a skill tree. It's every video game ever, but the fact that it handles everything at a baseline level is just enough for what I need to play through the Future War and Terminator. So that's all I'll say on it. I only played a little bit of that for the time being. I have been playing a lot of a game I finally got. I got a pre-owned copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because as a part of the overpriced Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass, I have all the DLC that is currently ongoing for that 8-year-old game currently. So I figured, hey, this game's pretty cheap at this used game store. Got it for like $30. I'm paying $20 a year for the DLC. Might as well get it and finally play the game. It's Mario Kart. It's a great time. That's all I need to say on the subject.
Do you feel better about your $20 a year subscription?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got my feel from it from the Nintendo 64 games. Everybody's like, this is not worth it for these Nintendo 64 games. And then I'm just sitting on the corner playing Pilot Wings. Like, what?
It's also not $20 a year. Is it $20 a year or a month?
Oh, sorry. It's in addition to the $20 I'm currently paying. It's $50 for the whole year.
Okay, $50 a year.
But the DLC itself is like the DLC itself for Mario Kart's like $20. And then so
I feel like in that case, you're getting something that you probably already would want anyway, so it feels like it's okay.
Yeah. I got mainly for the Animal Crossing DLC, which is still on there, and the Nintendo 64 games. There's some Sega Genesis games on that thing. It's starting to pad out to where it feels like it's worth it, especially for me who likes old games and who's going to be playing GoldenEye the second that comes out. Don't know where I'm going to play that. I'll see what happens with that thing, but yeah.
I think, and let's not rehash this conversation.
Yeah.
But for me, I just wish I could just buy the stuff I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. That's how PlayStation is currently doing it for most of their stuff. Their rollout for classic games has been like a molasses pace, incredibly slow. But if you want to buy Ape Escape, you can buy Ape Escape for $10.
Yeah, because like I have stuff I'm interested in, like especially when it comes to like classic games.
Yeah,
there's stuff I'm very interested in, and there's stuff I don't care about. I'm not somebody who has to play everything.
I'm that person.
Yeah, I mean, which I'm not like insulting you. And to be honest with you, that's why you find some stuff that's like diamonds in the rough that I don't, because you cast a wide net. But because of that, I want the option to pick the stuff that I want, But I think adding stuff like the DLC to Mario Kart and stuff at least makes the service more like enticing.
Yep. And the first 4 out of like the 10 cups that they're adding to the game, so they're doubling the tracks amount in the game. So that game's gonna have like 60 to like 80 tracks or something ridiculous like that. So just the fact that I like played Coconut Mall and my wife was like, I know that song from TikTok. I went, yep, you do.
The amount of like sound effects and like movie clips from TikTok is insane.
There's one that infuriates me, getting way on the weeds here. There's one that has like the Mario Kart 64 countdown, the bum 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 bum, and then the song it transitions to is from Mario 64, and I get needlessly angry, going, "What are you doing? This is from the wrong game. This is the slide 3 for Mario 64. This is not for Mario Kart."
Everybody else is just watching the funny video or watching the pretty girl dance, and Mike was like, "It's from the wrong fucking game! Get it right, you assholes!" I don't have that rage, but I appreciate that bothers. Yeah, I like I said, I'm glad that service is kind of coming along well. Anything else?
I'm gonna pass it to you now.
Oh, okay, man. You did one thing I did want to touch on that you were going to talk about.
Yeah.
You started Resident Evil Village.
I did start Resident Evil Village. It didn't go well.
Yeah, you talked about difficulty there, and one thing you brought up is that you started off on hard there also.
Yeah, I cranked it up because I got the gold edition, which unlocks the whatever you want to call it, the Death March, the Nightmare difficulty.
Yeah,
the 4th level of difficulty. So then my stupid brain goes, I can handle 3 out of 4 hardcore. Let's do this. This is not nothing. I got to, not to spoil any of Resident Evil 8, because I want to talk more about that once I get deeper into the game. I got to the equivalent of the village sequence from Resident Evil 4, but I only had 10 handgun rounds and 2 shotgun shells. And the screen just says survive. Let me tell you what I did not do.
Did not survive.
I did not survive. There are lichens chasing me with giant hammers with nails in it.
Seems like about a fair fight. You got a shotgun, don't you? You'll be fine.
They can dodge like nobody's
like
business. They bob and weave in a way I wasn't suspecting, and they cornered me every single time.
Sir, have you considered getting good?
I tried that, and it's not going well.
Okay.
But I was just like, oh, that's okay. Let me just change the difficulty. Oh, I can't change the difficulty. That's okay. In 7, when I died a few times, the game told me, hey, you wuss, you want to hit the square button and change it to the easiest difficulty? And I went, no, I'm good. So I was like, it's going to do that, right? It's going to no, non-hardcore. So, yeah, don't think you can handle 3 out of 4 difficulty. Which has me curious, being like, let's just click the death march.
Do the death march and see what happens.
Just see what happens.
I always default every game I start to normal. And if it's like dumbly easy, I like the option to bump it up and down during the game.
Yeah.
Just because to me normal is the baseline, and then let me adjust accordingly.
The worst decision in games is difficulty, because if I've never played your game before, I have no concept for what's easy and what's hard. I'm just like, they try to figure out like this is the recommended difficulty, or this is what the hard mode's like. Fallen Order does a great job as like they give you windows as like, here's what enemy strength, parry timing, and everything, and gives you like
some stats to base it on. I always take the genre of the game into consideration. So if it's a shooter, I'll go heavier because those are games I'm very good at. If it's a like an action character action game or something, I usually stick with a normal or something. So it just varies depending on what the genre is.
Yeah.
The big thing to take away from that is I think that you should always be able to adjust the difficulty mid-game.
Yeah. And I think you should be able to.
If it devalues some like achievement or something, just don't let me get the achievement for playing on hard. Dump it down to whatever difficulty I adjusted it to or whatever.
Not to get too in the games need difficulty sliders argument, but yeah.
Yeah. I played a lot of stuff, but stuff that connected with me is kind of a weird spot. Continue to play Chivalry 2. Wonderful video game.
Chop some dudes' heads off.
Chopping dudes' heads off. I had a situation where I got in a fight on top of a castle, and I was in this one-on-one duel, and like 3 of his buddies came up the ladder, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead now. And they all stopped and started clapping and just stood there and cheered us on as we fought. And I beat the dude, and then another dude got in line, and he whooped my ass. But it was just like this real... They encourage in the tutorial of that game to role play. And you can tell there is a lot of players who try. Like, people do a lot of, like, huzzahs and people charging and yelling at the top of their lungs and, throwing, like, doing dumb shit just to see what happens. Just a fun video game. Chivalry 2, high quality. Also, I started playing Vampire Survivors.
I played a few rounds of that and went, oh no, I should not go deeper.
My favorite thing is Nick sent to me on the Discord, friend of the show, Nick, sent to me, brother, be careful. That's an hour. Like, hours will just disappear. And it did. Like, I started playing. I looked up. It was 2.5 hours later. That game is amazing. It's so simple. Just
Up,
move
down,
your
left, and
character
right.
around and try to... But there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
Like, once you start to fully get yourself into it, if you've not played the game, it's a very simplistic game about moving your character around to get upgrades, where you will get more attacks or abilities that just automatically trigger. So you're not even like hitting A to swing a sword or anything. That's all on timers. The only thing you got to do is dodge, but you kind of, as you progress in the game, there's so much more to it. Like different abilities having like arcs to them. So like, oh, I might dodge away, but then when this ability triggers, I need to charge up and hit these guys, and baiting enemies around to try to find upgrades and health, and it's just survive.
It's kind of like Smash TV meets like the zombies mode from Call of Duty.
Yeah, like a horde mode
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, it's so simplistic. I think it was made by one dude.
That sounds about
I think it
right.
was made by one dude. Yeah, but it's so damn addictive.
And even just like watching this game didn't like for like a minute at a time just didn't click on what this was until I played it and wait a minute, I don't have to push any buttons for this? What is this?
It seems like something so simplistic and dumb that you're like, not dumb, but like so simplistic that you're like, this is going to get boring super quickly. But the challenge ramps up so quick, and the visuals of just like, dude, when you get to like wave 19 on a map, like they are throwing what looks to be like 500 enemies at you. And they're just chasing you constantly. You're just running away, getting boxed in. Like the enemies come in ways that are not just random. Like they box you in at times, and it feels really, really good. It's just such a...
Those muscles you've earned from circle strafing all this
Oh
time.
yeah, I can circle strafe like a mug. Yeah, it's definitely try it out. It's so simple. Anybody can play it. You know, like I said, it only requires you to move a thumbstick is all it requires. Of the games I've played this past 2 weeks, that's the one that I've just had the most fun with. It's just roaming around Vampire Survivors.
I think it is on Xbox Cloud Gaming, so it's so simplistic it probably has touch controls, which is a
Oh, you
web
can play this on a phone.
which is a web I don't want to go down.
You can play this on a phone, no problem. Like, it's so fun, so great. I did acquire something. You mentioned us going video game diving at the retro video game stores.
That's right.
We have a couple of wonderful ones in our area here, and I have been searching for Warhammer Space Marine for the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. It is available on PC, but I'm a console person, and it is not available in any form on backwards compatibility, most likely due to some THQ shenanigans.
Studio closures and reopenings.
Yeah, and all that
Changing
stuff.
hands.
With Space Marine 2 being announced, I was like, surely a remaster or something will be coming. But I've not heard anything about that. So I've been looking for this thing. Every time we go to, the different stores around here, that do retro video games and used games and all that stuff, no luck. But we hit up the Lost Ark video games. And sure enough, bam, found myself a copy for a nice $18. I was excited, went home, had to hook up my Xbox 360 because it's not backward compatible, and realized I have lost the charging cable to the battery pack that was in my Xbox 360 controller. So I can't charge the Xbox 360 controller. So I'm like, no problem. We live in the world of Amazon. I'll buy myself one of these third-party Xbox 360 controllers. Which Amazon has lost. And in the process of trying to get a new one, they're like, we'll just refund you. Good luck. So it'll probably be another 3 to 4 days before I can get one. But eventually I'll be able to play this damn video game. I waited many months to finally find a copy that was worth. Listen, I could have got a copy off like eBay for like $60, but I wasn't paying $60 for this thing. But I didn't want to also deal with all that shit. But I'm glad to have it. I'm excited to hook up my Xbox 360 and go on there because there was a lot of Xbox arcade games that I had that are not available anymore.
Marvel's Capcom 2.
Marvel's Capcom 2 is the big one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Is
the
that still on
game.
the hard drive? Because I know there's some ones I don't know if you can re-download.
They should be on the hard drive. I don't think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 ever left my hard drive.
No, that's on there still because I know that licensing deal was had its fractures beforehand. So I'm like, this is never leaving.
I don't think that ever left the hard drive. TMNT Arcade Edition, Xbox, X-Men arcade game, all that stuff. I don't think that's off the hard drive either. I think I got all those.
I'm coming over.
Yeah, I should have all those. Man, Xbox Arcade was crazy for a while there. But I'm excited to get on there and just see what's on that hard drive, to be honest with you. It's been probably 15 years. 10 years.
I'm amazed it boots
About
up.
10 years since 10 years, yeah. Oh, don't jinx me. Dadgummit.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
What do you do that for?
I'll delete this from the...
Yeah, so the Xbox don't hear. But yeah, it's a lot of good stuff coming out. I've got like a ton of games that I'm excited for. Dark Tide is at the end of the month, which people tried to bring me down by saying, oh man, it's only on Xbox Game Pass on PC. It won't be on Game Pass for Xbox. Like that's gonna stop me. Like, oh no.
Eric has to buy a video game.
I'll buy that thing day one. I don't give a shit.
Pokemon's out the end of this week.
Yeah, Pokemon's... You know what? I was looking at those. Maybe I need to be into the Pokemon. You know what? It made me... Like, I've said this for like months. And I've been waiting. And I even talked about maybe this is the one that makes me go back into Pokemon. Ash winning the like Pokemon championships and like the internet being so happy for this anime character, I was like, damn, yeah, I saw need to get back into the
Did
Pokemon.
You see that footage? I almost got teary-eyed from it. Like Pikachu does the headbutt on the Charizard, and then he's walking up to Ash like I did it, and then he's like slowly passing out, but he gets a second wind when Ash picks him up, and they like cheer together. Like, he's so winded, but he gives a look like, I did it, and then crashes. It's so... man,
were you watching that show when he does the, like, initial fight with the Elite Four?
Yeah, that was peak Pokemon at that point.
Yeah, he loses.
He was, like, the opposite of, like, Yugi at the time watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yugi always wins.
Yeah, so Ash loses constantly. Like, Ash loses almost every episode.
Which is more endearing, because 25 years later, you're like, my boy did it!
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, hell yeah.
Not only is he a master now, he's world champion. Like, finally he got there.
Yeah, maybe I get I know you're getting Violet, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I get the other one. I'll get the one with Jungle Mama in it. Maybe this is the time. This is the time, Michael. Pokemon it is.
Do you know, have you seen the starters? Do you know which starter you're going with if you get one? There's the fire, like, lizard.
I usually go with the fire Pokemon just because, like, I go back to Charmander. Like, that was always the one I started with. So, I think I just usually default to the... And then, like, in Silver, I forget the name of the one in Silver that was the fire one. It's like the little hedgehog-looking dude.
Oh, Cyndaquil.
Yeah, Cyndaquil.
I like Cyndaquil.
I started with him. So, like, I always start with the red one. And, like, I'm an old man. So, like, I'm like, oh, the fire one's like Charmander. Everybody's like, oh, Charmander ain't been a starter one since the 90s, you old geezer. But, you know, it's still, that's still what I associate.
I've always been water for most of the games. I've been a water guy. The only exceptions being I was, I think in Gen 3, I was Trico, because he's a cool, like, grass gecko, which is cool. And this one, I couldn't decide, so I let my wife choose, and she looked at the screen and went, Grass Kitty. So we're going Grass Kitty.
Grass Kitty it is.
I had to look up. I did look up the Leaf Family Evolutions. Going, this could go the way of furry bait. Is the final evolution furry bait? The answer is no.
Just sexy kitty.
No, it's like a masquerade kitty. So she like wears a mask, is mysterious and is cool. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
That's cool. Okay, I can get behind that.
I like the thing that like before we do this, let's make sure it's not a furry thing.
Cause you see a cat. and you're like, oh, how cute. Oh no,
Yeah, I can see what this. I know what this is. Pokemon.
not the first time. Pokemon.
Not the first time y'all getting all weird over here. Pokemon.
So we're safe. Grass Kitty is safe.
But yeah, and there's like I said, Dark Tide, Callisto Protocol still in December, right?
Right.
Which I'm very excited for.
The next year is the year Michael's wallet dies between Resident Evil 4, Blood Bowl 3, Alan Wake 2, Final Fantasy 16. That's just all. Forspoken looks cool. That's just all the ones at the top of my head.
And there's several games I need to get into. The game who just continues to leave my head every time I load my Xbox. The retro style survival horror that was just put on Game Pass.
Signalis.
Yeah,
that's what I've been really looking forward to.
It's on my damn hard drive, and every time I load my Xbox, my brain shuts off and I forget to play it.
Oh, Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, something. And I'm so frustrated with myself because I feel like I would enjoy it, but then like right now I'm like, oh yeah, I need to play that.
That's the downside of Game Pass. Every game I look forward to, I'm like, cool. And then the next Game Pass game I want comes out. I go, cool. I forget about it. Like Pentiment's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, it's out. It's out.
It's out today, right?
Yeah, it's out yesterday.
Oh no. Okay.
That apparently very, very good. I think that's something I would like to play.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I need to just sit down and knock them out. Especially because we got Game of the Year stuff coming up. You know, it's stuff I want to talk about. But yeah, a lot of good stuff coming. Other than that, I've just been painting miniatures. The downside of tabletop gaming is you spend the bulk of your time getting ready to have the stuff ready to play the game.
You're talking to me, a guy who was constantly having to buy more pieces and figures for a year to finally have a working team.
Yes. You spend so much time building things that, like, it's been 6 months, and then you're like, oh, now we can play the game. You know? But, I've been in the building stage. A lot of building and painting. But, you know, it's something that does not involve a lot of work. Playing Vanquish.
Playing Vanquish, yes.
Let's get into it.
God bless Platinum Games.
This game is a video game as video game.
Yeah, that's one of my notes here.
Apparently I started this game back in 2011 based on the achievements. Mm-hmm. I did not get past the tunnel.
We'll talk about the tunnel.
Then I started the game back up in 2018. I played it again, just going by the achievements. Didn't get past the tunnel then either. So this is my third attempt at playing through Vanquish.
You finally made it past the tunnel.
I made it past the tunnel.
Look at that.
And I don't even know why I stopped. I think it could have been one of those things when there's just other stuff I was playing. I like this video game.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
It took me a while to get there.
It's not what you think it is.
It's not at all.
It doesn't play the way you think it does.
Especially, I think time has only been, in a way, more difficult to go to this one after seeing what Platinum Games would become. So there's a familiarity with Platinum Games going, I know exactly what I'm getting into. And then you get your teeth kicked in because, theme of the show, Michael chose the wrong difficulty.
I even warned you. I think I said on the show, I was like, pick normal, because we have a show to do, so you want to make sure you don't have to get bogged down.
Well, that didn't play out. I'm like, I know Platinum Games. I can handle a Platinum game. It's going to be like Doom. Vroom, vroom. We're going fast on our feet. We're going to one-shot some dudes. It's going to be like Metal Gear Rising, where I just slide up. I'm the most powerful thing in the room. Let's go.
No. These dudes will drop you. They will drop you fast.
Do you like power armor made out of paper? Because that's what I feel like I'm dealing with at this point.
The movement feels really, really good. The one thing that you're right that limits you is things like the overheating mechanic, where you'll lose the ability to use the armor.
There's a surprising amount of mechanics in this game that all work in tandem with each other. That if all of them are simultaneously low, you are dead, my friend.
The mechanic. One thing I wish was different is the fact that, like, with the movement mechanic in particular, I don't know what the downside is for letting you be able to slide and punch people anytime you wanted. Because you'll slide, the game encourages you to do the slide, but by setting that on a cooldown, a lot of times when I would do the slide, it was just not as convenient because I had to deal with the cooldown. So it just made me more prone to take cover and pop and shoot, which isn't as fun of a way to play the game.
This leads into my biggest complaint with the game that I'm going to get out right now before I delve into the things I really freaking love about this game. The melee should not be tied to the energy meter. Because if I'm completely low and out of energy, I should be able to, like, make that melee hit to, like, get out of the bad situation. But I hit that button and nothing's happening. Sam's not reaching out or doing anything with this cool robot suit.
Well, and the fact that even if you have, like, 100% energy and you punch somebody, it hits the cooldown. So you can't punch somebody and then slide out. You know what I mean? And it's not like the enemies are so pushovers that would break the game. And that goes back to my whole complaint about the mechanic of the cooldown being there, where I feel like the game's at its best when I'm sliding all over the place and punching dudes.
Yeah.
And, but having the cooldown, and also the cooldown's tied to the slow-mo, it's just everything can trigger the cooldown. No, the slow-mo's not tied to it, but everything can trigger the cooldown. And it's like anytime that's on cooldown, I'm not having nearly as much fun.
Because then you're a lot more vulnerable, and if you're recharging, you can only go down in like 1 or 2 hits from that point, and you're dead. I didn't play on hard much. I played on it up until like the first boss fight, and then realized this was a mistake, and then cranked it back down. But even on normal, it took me a few missions up until, I don't think it was until near the end of the section, mission 3, where I'm like, it's all clicking. I've got it. I'm dying a lot less now. I know exactly how this game wants me to move. It wants me to shoot. And plus, you got to get a feel for which weapons in this video game are actually worth anything.
We talk about the life gun.
We did mention the life gun.
Where it's just like, it's just useless.
I still don't know what it does.
Apparently, if you read the description, it's supposed to be an area effect damage, and it's better up close than it is far away.
It's just a big ball.
But I never felt like it did much of anything. The assault rifle is not great. The heavy machine gun's vastly better.
I've upgraded the assault rifle to where it is extremely effective up close for me. I usually have the assault rifle and the heavy machine gun, just like assault rifle for up close, and the heavy machine gun for like when they're further away, and then like the shotgun for close to mid range is usually one, or change the shotgun for the rocket launcher.
Yeah, the rocket launcher is good. The dice, the disc thrower is actually not bad. I like the disc thrower.
It starts out very weak though. I don't know if I got that in a good spot where I'm happy with it yet.
It's good for the standard enemies. It's not something you want to hit like the big guys with, but it is pretty decent for them. I like the line shot.
That took me a while to get used to, but once I did,
with the lock on,
really liking
that's
it.
pretty cool. There's some good weapons in it. I like how the grenades work. The game breeds, it bleeds style. Like, I love how, like, even when you throw a grenade, he does, like, a
basketball,
over the head throw, like he's throwing from second base to first base, over a runner or something. I mean, it's got a great style to it. There's just a couple of things that I just kind of disagree with on, mostly around how the cooldowns work on the abilities. Ain't a lot of story to talk about here.
Russia mad.
Boy, does that sound timely.
Oh boy.
As a podcast like in the top 50 in Ukraine, we've established
we picked the game, right?
We picked it.
Thanks, Ukraine.
Yeah, thanks. Basically, this whole situation in this game is simple. We play as Sam. Sam is with DARPA, experimenting on this crazy robot suit.
Japanese games are the only time I ever hear DARPA mentioned.
They're fascinating with DARPA. Like, DARPA is a real thing, but, like, yeah, Japanese developers really, like, are fascinated with the concept of DARPA.
I hear DARPA more from video games than I do, like, the news.
Yeah, because usually DARPA doesn't want you to know what they're doing. Like, that's kind of their stick. Like, we don't hear about... DARPA doesn't just, like, post on CNN, like, hey, here's what we've been up to. Check out this robot suit. some Russian general guy takes over a space station. He blows up San Francisco with a space laser.
Shinji Mikami's name is on the screen, and Michael gets happy when he reads his name in a video game credit.
He gives us, like, he threatens blackmail the United States.
He says Russia 3 times in his first introduction sentence.
Yeah, he wants you to know who he is. United States doesn't take well to that.
This man is also is in a cyber cat suit. He's trying to appear threatening, but he's like
He looks kind of lame, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we get Space D-Day, where it's just Space D-Day.
Charge the beaches.
Burns. Let's talk about Burns real quick.
Captain Jawline, before I got his name, was my first note.
He's freaking cool.
Yep.
I don't care. I know he's dumb. I know he's a gigantic man drinking whiskey with a robot arm, but I love him. And this entire game basically sums up that as Sam, you follow Barnes around. You're there to try to rescue the professor who's leading up this project. And we just follow Sam around with Barnes fighting Russian robots, trying to get the professor, occasionally fighting bosses. It's a not...
While being hostile to each other, but the relationship is very much, I don't like you, but I respect you.
I think we're supposed to assume that they have a history.
Are we?
Yeah, because they're like when they start off in a way that they know each other, but they don't like each other. And like Barnes makes comments about like Sam being like a sellout and shit. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to know each other. I would not be surprised that at the end of this game we find out Sam is Barnes' son. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like this is a father son shit.
To see some plot twists, complete with their first introduction is him, Burns grabbing a machete and trying to cut, they're successfully cutting Sam's cigarette from his mouth and saying something like, no smoking on this flight. Or
no
something
smoking
ridiculous.
on my ship. Even though he's out there like drinking whiskey like it's going out of style. I love that Sam smokes constantly. I love it's a mechanic.
Yep.
You have a smoke button that when I've talked about this a ton. That when you want to, light one up, take a couple of puffs. Very wasteful. I'm amazed he's got this many cigarettes. Then you throw it up in the air, and the robots target the cigarette instead of you.
Naturally.
So you can just shoot the robots. I love that mechanic.
It's pretty good.
Like I said, from a story point of view, there ain't much of one. But from a gameplay point of view, like I said, this whole initial sequence, it's fun. It's over the top. It's crazy. The design choices are so well done. They're the anime that this is inspired, that you talked about in the prep of last episode. I feel like if this is what that anime is like, I need to watch that damn thing, because the designs are all crazy and fun. The Russian robots look like the Geth from Mass Effect. Everything just it's cool for cool's sake.
Exactly. This is kind of the motto with Platinum games. It knows exactly what it is and doesn't try to hide or try to elevate to be anything else other than the craziest thing you've ever seen and one of the most fun things to play.
And everything is just about crazy set pieces. Big... the first boss fight where it's like, here's a gigantic drill robot that comes out of the ground, shoot its weak points. It's just like it's shooting hundreds of rockets at you. You're using turrets to blow up its legs. Everything is just about over the top escalation fun. And
for the most part,
I haven't hit anything that bums me out. What's some complaints you have?
I wish the flow of this game's combat was just a little bit faster. I feel like I'm spending... It might just be because it took me a while to wrap my head around the combat in this game. But I feel like I'm in cover a lot more than I want to be.
Yeah. Which I think that goes back to the cooldown stuff.
Yeah.
Because anytime I do something cool, like anytime I like slide charge a group of enemies and blow off like 2 robots' heads and come out of my charge and punch a robot, well, now I'm in cooldown and I gotta sit behind some cover for a little bit and let that cool down before I can do something else cool.
Yeah.
The game, like I play too much of it in that pop and shoot style, that Gears of War style combat, right? Like behind a small wall, pop up, shoot something, get back down. And anytime I'm just doing that, it doesn't feel like a platinum game.
Yeah.
But anytime I'm able to just use the jet legs, use the punch, do the somersault over people, like I don't quite get why they felt the need to limit that.
Yeah.
Because this is not a game that, like, I need it to be super difficult. I'm more interested in it being cool. And, like, even if it's, like, a difficulty balance, the enemies can down you so quickly. Like, one enemy can hit you with a melee attack and kill you, depending on what your situation
Those guys
is.
with, like, the close range, like, mini sabers.
Yeah, they can kill
you
quick. Yeah, you're quick. And the bosses are deadly. So it's like, I don't feel like why having like the slide and stuff on just constantly being usable would be a downside.
Or at least make that like double. Let me do 2 melee attacks under a cooldown would maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
So just that way you're like spamming it. But once I got the balancing right for how I'm supposed to manage my meters and when to like be in cover. So the slide I figured out was more for getting between covers and maneuvering around the battlefield and not charging directly towards enemies. Because that was my problem for the longest time. I was using the slide to charge head first in the combat, and really it's like, no, what you really need to do and what's most effective is slide around the zone of combat and keep the enemies like in like the big open areas. Keep them like in like your center, or for like there's some combat zones where you're like charging uphill, which was a very hard combat sequence for me, where you have to like basically zigzag up, bouncing between like cover and everything, not stick in there for too long, otherwise they're going to bum rush.
Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying, and like I'm gonna say charge at them with the slide. I'm not like going head on at them.
That was
I
my
want
mistake.
to be kind of aggressive with it because I feel like the game flows best when I'm in like the offensive mode, when I'm fighting where I'm controlling the battlefield, not letting things happen to me.
There was a moment where after like the sequences where I just kept dying, when I felt like I finally got it, where I charged an enemy, did the backflip kick, triggered the slow-mo, and in slow-mo killed 3 of the guys in one sweep before landing, and then was able to hit a cover to recharge before the next bout. I was like, I got it. This is the flow of this game. It's all about managing when to do the cool stuff, and then wrapping your head around the next encounter, and if you're going to try to take out the entire battlefield at once, you're going to die.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's about isolating what can I handle at this moment, and in a way, this is a lot more tactical than any other than what I was expecting. This game does not play necessarily how I was expecting, but it took a while to wrap my head around that.
Listen, I'm sounding like I'm talking down about it, and I'm not.
Yeah, me neither. I want to emphasize that once I finally got there was a couple combat encounters where I was starting to feel down in this game. And then immediately after, I was like, I freaking love this thing.
I guess in some ways, I just don't quite get why the cooldown's there when, I can figure out what I need to do. Like I said, do the kick up of a guy, gun a bunch of guys down on the way down, hit the slide and do a punch. But it's like, I would like to be able to chain those together a little bit more than them having to be isolated incidents, is paused by the cooldown. But that's all just, like I said, that's just a preference that I have there. But that doesn't take away from the fact that when the game walks, it fucking walks.
Yes.
When you are pulling off, especially with the boss fights, and you're sliding by a leg crushing down beside you as you shoot the weak point, or you come over a piece of cover and throw the grenade, and that cool baseball throw style, and it EMPs, and all the enemies are in the EMP state, and you slide over past them to shoot them as they're EMP'd, or you do the kick the enemy up in the air and go into, up above them, shooting down on them. I mean, when that stuff walks, it freaking walks. Like I said, so everything feels nitpicky about complaints because the game's combat does feel really, really good. There's several sections in this that I kind of want to talk about. Let's break them down by like some key sections and then talk about some let's talk about the bosses. I think the best way to do this is talk about sections that we liked instead of going through it
piece by piece.
If this was a game like Control or something where we would go piece by piece through because there was a lot of story and stuff like that, that ain't what this is. So let's talk about like just some sections we liked. Starting off with bosses, all the boss encounters in this were great. Were good highlights. They're all big, over-the-top bosses. You get about 3 to 4 big boss fights with just big, gigantic mechs, and then you get one fight with a guy who basically has a suit countering you. It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
Just a ton of, over the top. It's all reflex based. Keep dodging, keep moving, shoot the weak point stuff. But it's just, it appeals to your like monkey brain where it's like, aha, big thing goes boom.
This game's pacing and structure reminds me actually a lot of Bulletstorm.
Yes.
Even in a way I wasn't quite expecting. It's just those games have kind of conflated themselves in my mind as like the same like style, is the same over the top like set piece and everything, but also like the same like managing a crazy assortment of like weapons and battle strategies, but also being like slightly more tactical.
Bulletstorm is a game also that has a similar thing where it's like it's got the gimmick, right? It's got the whip.
Yeah.
This has the slide, but the core combat's just so good. It doesn't really need anything else other than just kind of lead you through more of that. And that's what this does. Like, half the time you're not even having a big objective. You're just going to fight more stuff.
Yeah, and each mission is kind of broken in that game and in this game is kind of broken off into separate combat encounters where each individual, like mission 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 in this game and in Bulletstorm is just like, here's a really cool set piece. And you get to the next mission. Here's another really cool set piece.
Yeah, it's like very short levels that are just meant you can digest them pretty quickly, and they're just like, here's a big fun fight. Here's another big fun fight. And every once in a while we'll put a cutscene or something in there to progress the story. But most of it's just combat encounter.
This is a game
with a boss at the end.
This is a game I can see myself going back to and playing, doing the high score run of missions that I love, especially when mission 3, when I really freaking start to like this game. There's already like a really cool set piece in there that we'll get to. The bridge sequence was really cool.
Bosses. Last thing I want to talk about boss. What was your favorite boss of this?
I really liked fighting the Argus robots. The two of them together.
That's a good fight.
The combat arena is large, and there's a lot of ways to like dodge out of the way and get behind cover.
And there are 2 different kinds of robots.
Yeah.
So like you have different problems depending on which one you're fighting at the time. Mm-hmm. There's lots of other guys around you firing rockets and just being crazy. So you're constantly sliding over there to them to try to give them the health stem.
Yeah. It sounds overwhelming.
It's a great big over the top action. It's a Japanese action game fight. It's something you would see in a Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or something like that.
The QuakeTime events are a lot of fun in this because like the sequences that you're doing are over the top, but also they're it's not always just you tapping a button. Sometimes it's like turning the control stick, having Mario Party flashbacks of me putting my hand directly on the control stick and just.
But the thing is also they're not like so. They're not easy to. They're very easy. You're going to probably pass them. You're not going to fail one of those QuickTime events. without just kind of screwing up and maybe hitting the wrong button or something.
Yeah.
So that's the way it should be. It's a reward for beating the boss, is that you get a cool quick time event in which Sam rips the head off by hand, or he punches the guy right in the freaking face, or something like that.
God of War figured this out in the PS2, in that you have to have the button kind of mimic what the character's doing, so it still feels like you're doing the cool thing. If they showed you a cool thing and it's like, hit A, and then Sam does like the spin and grab it, that's one thing. But no, you have to hit A to grab the rocket, then you have to use the control stick to turn the rocket as you slam it down this giant crab as it explodes. Like in God of War, where sometimes you have to tap the circle button as you're like ripping something off an enemy, and then hitting it like triangle to stab it in its face.
Like I remember the is it Promethean? I don't remember. It's one of the gods in God of War 3 that you rip his head off. And it's that tapping as he's wrenching back, and you see Kratos pulling the head off, and and then I think you hit a button to throw it. But it's like that tapping fits what he's doing of grinding, pulling this guy's head off. Yeah, if it fits well, a QuickTime events were overused, and that's something that we can all agree, especially even at this time in video games. But it doesn't mean that they don't have a place. They can be done well, and I think these are really done very well. And they're usually, I said, I feel like the rewards for beating a boss is a cool, fun, QuickTime event section to beat him.
Or like knocking off like a section as he goes to like a phase 2. Like it feels like the fight is escalating.
Yeah.
At that point. And I think going back to this game years later is actually kind of kinder on those QuickTime events, because they're not in every single video game that's coming out now.
Yeah, you don't feel like, oh, another QuickTime event. I just did 4 of those in whatever game I just played. It is a little bit like, oh, QuickTime events. Yeah, I remember QuickTime events.
Like, oh yeah, these kind of suck, and then go, oh no, they're actually fine here. Okay.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm criticizing my favorite game of all time, but it's not like Resident Evil 4 either, where they come out of nowhere.
Oh God, yeah.
These are pretty easy.
Shinji Mikami learned his lesson.
Yes. Couple other things. My favorite boss fight was actually the fight with the Russian dude in his suit of armor.
That was a lot of fun.
It's cool. You're dealing with him sniping at you. You're dealing with him flying around. You're getting in melee fights with him. It has a cool sequence at the end where Sam gets in hand-to-hand combat with him, and you punch him a bunch.
That's like very Dragon Ball Z, where you're going at it at the same time.
And it's like rocket punches, because all the punches are like being propelled by the rockets.
As they should be.
Yeah, it's a cool fight. Set pieces. Let's talk about some set pieces. There's several really, really good ones here. You mentioned the bridge that
you have to keep pushing forward across enemies, or you're going to fall in the pit, which plays well with the sliding mechanic of the game to propel yourself forward to get to the end of that thing. I died a couple times here, but it was always like, man, I was too slow. I gotta be faster this time.
Yeah, it's not like a frustrating thing. My favorite was the tram.
Oh, the tram was really fun.
Well, you're fighting enemies on the other trains, but then also the sequences where the train is going above you on the track.
And that changes what cover's effective.
Exactly. So you're shooting at them on the right side of the train, then it's above you, so you're shooting up at the enemies. And then they're on the other side. You're over there on that side shooting at them.
That's when I found out the sniper rifle was a valuable gun in this game. Because before that, I was like, no, I want to get up close to these guys. But then I realized at some point, it's like, nah, being far away is actually pretty good.
Sniper rifle's not bad. It's especially good on the fights on the climbing the hill, where you're fighting up the hill. It's good at taking out the guys on those turrets, so you can progress up the hill a little bit easier without getting just blanketed by fire. Just, like I said, I feel like this game is best just summed up in those kind of moments, those big boss fights, the big set piece fights. I don't know if we're going to get to a point in this second half in which there's a lot of story to talk about.
At the same time, I can kind of see this being like the last chapter being backloaded with some story.
Like all of a sudden, we learn, like I said, I wouldn't doubt that Sam's like secretly the son of Barnes, and
Elena never existed. She's all in your head.
Yeah,
you just imagine those mini skirt shots.
I love also that it's a mini skirt shot, but it's not like every time they cut to Elena, it's just like straight up or on a mini skirt. But it's like the camera is just far enough back that like they didn't fully commit to it.
It's like,
Like it's not an up skirt shot. So it's almost like, what y'all? I feel like y'all realize like the last bit, this isn't really tasteful. But should we go and redo this? Let's back it up 2 inches. It'll be fine. We'll give them a little bit of a tease. Like I said, from a character point of view, I like Sam as a character.
Sam's great.
He's your generic cool guy. He's Solid Snake level of just, I'm here to do a job and be a badass. Elena is your standard on the radio support person. Barnes is so fucking over the top and cool that I love Barnes. Everybody else is kind of a wet blanket.
Yeah. Burns and Sam, there's a lot of like real world brand jokes in this game. Like they're like, let's kill all the Roombas.
There's like a point in which Barnes makes statements like, I didn't know they make vibrators that big. And I'm just like, wait, what? At first when he said it, I was like, wait, what?
Some of the lines in this game don't make a lot of sense. One I wrote down was like Elena saying to Sam, "Your suit is performing at nominal levels." Huh, never had a girl say that before. What's the implication here?
What he's saying is no one's ever complained about his ability to bang.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm glad
at nominal levels, like normal levels.
Yeah. He's
Gotcha.
Either that or he's saying he's never hit normal levels and he's just like,
that's what I was thinking.
I'm always subpar.
I'm like, my brother, that's not a compliment. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, I don't know
cool
which way it's supposed to be. Maybe Sam's just being very honest with himself.
That's not as cool as you think it is, Sam, but at the same time, maybe being honest about your performance is cool. I don't know.
I like the idea that Sam's like one of those guys like, I know you are, but what am I? And just fucks it up every time and just makes himself look like an idiot. Like I said, the game is it's just dumb, over the top fun. We probably should have done this as a one-parter, but
yeah, maybe. But it's a busy time of year.
Yeah, it's a busy time of year. Be happy what you get.
We got some long shows coming up.
Yeah, we got a lot of long shows to record.
You fight a giant eye laser at the end of Act 2.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that fight?
Which I guess that would be like a boss fight, but yeah, it's a big eye laser that'll wipe you out.
That spawn turrets from like inside that you have to shoot and everything.
It's one thing I thought was really kind of neat is like the game just all takes place over the first day so far. Like we launched the big invasion of the space station, and now it's nighttime on the day. Well, we're still out here fighting. It just like. There's no big, like, goals that Sam's accomplishing. I know his main goal is to rescue the professor and save the day and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But most of it is just him fighting the Russian robots.
Apparently, this was a secret mission to rescue the professor. I was like, where'd that come from?
Well, then there's, like, some implication that he's like, I was here on the space station and they captured me. Oh, no. They're going to make me teach how to make robots do sliding stuff. And it looks like the Russians are doing a pretty good job with their robots because all their robots are better than the American stuff they got.
Yeah, Russian dudes can fly.
Well, there are robots too. Well, yeah, but like also they're fighting this war with robots. We're still sending dudes. I'm sitting there being like, they've got this thing figured out, Like, no one on there. I'm pretty sure all of those are robots. None of them got dudes in them.
They got Dr. Robotnik's space laser. They kind of have the upper hand in this fight.
What's DARPA been doing? Why is DARPA working on shoots that can slide when they've been building space lasers? Get on that shit. What do we give you all these billions of dollars for, DARPA? Damn. I like the fact that someone at DARPA is listening to this podcast and like, man, this State of the Same guys are right. We better build a space laser.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yes. Yeah, when that gets used in the year 2020, 27 or whatever it is, they'll blame us for the ones who gave DARPA the idea. There ain't much else to really say.
Let's talk about the hill.
Yeah, you had issues with the hill. I didn't have that many issues.
I had issues with the hill. So
my brother in Christ.
I died 7 times on the hill.
My brother in Christ, have you considered getting good?
I have considered getting
Okay.
good. I think I'm there now, but I wasn't at this time. This was around the time I was like, I think this is around the time I wrote the note, I think I suck at this game. Because trying to do the zigzaggy zapping up the hill thing. Then at a moment when I'm like not out of cover, I get hit by a piece of fallen debris. But what killed me more than anything is those spawning enemies that spawn in the left corner where you're trying to get to, in that little hangar area. They don't spawn until you're like right there at the door, and for some reason they always catch me off guard and like killed me. I finally got them by doing a EMP charge and then blasting them all together with a rocket launcher. I did the EMP charge and then try to get up there and try to kill them at once, but then the EMP wore off and that wore me out like 2 times. It wore out and they were able to gun me down really quickly like 2 or 3 times from that. And I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Then I finally figured it out and got past it. So the hill was rough on me.
The EMP grenade is so powerful. Like, when in doubt, throw one of those.
It's much better than the regular grenade.
Oh, yeah, regular grenades. I use those just when I'm out of EMP grenades.
I use those as a boss weapon. Just be like, here you go, here's 3 of these, and then zipping and try to find...
I've got nothing else to throw at you, so here's a grenade. Where do you think this game is going?
More crazy, over-the-top set pieces and funny lines of dialogue.
I'm anticipating a big plot twist with the professor. I think the professor is secretly working with the Russians.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
There's going to be a big, dumb anime plot twist. I know it is. I'm just waiting for it. It's either Sam is secretly Barnes' son, and that's why they got tension, or the professor is secretly running the whole show, and he's evil, and we got to fight him in a giant mech, or we got to fight him in a suit that's just like Sam's.
That's going to be... there's going to be some really cool one-on-one fights in the back half. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah.
Some less of the giant robot stuff, and then personal one-on-one vendettas of we got to put the guns down and do some charging flips at each other.
Barnes is totally going to pat us on the shoulder and be like, I was wrong about you, Sam. And then he was going to die, and we're going to have to revenge Barnes.
You did a good kid.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, you did fine.
And he lights his cigarette. He lights Sam's cigarette.
No, he slowly takes a sip of his whiskey before he goes. And Sam's like, no! And then Sam goes and gets in a punching fight with the Russian robot.
Oh, that's right. There's a Creon, big battleship that you're chasing at, the end of this thing. There's gonna be something cool with that, where you have to, charge down the whole ship as it's,
as it's crashing or something.
There's going to be an escape sequence on that ship, and it's gonna be awesome.
I can get behind that. I can get behind Sam sliding down a crashing battleship. There's, like I said, and, we're being kind of, short with our conversation here, but it's not because it's not a great game. It's just this game knows what it is. It's a big, dumb action game, and it does big, dumb action stuff, and I'm here for it.
And I have a feeling I'll have a lot more to talk about next time when I can, wrap my head around.
We'll get the big plot twist or something we'll have,
Yeah, maybe this should have been a one-parter, but whatever. It's our show. We can do what we want.
Hey, listen. You live and you learn. I
appreciate I would not have time to play this full thing.
Yeah, shit, man. So. We got other stuff to do. It's either this or no show.
It's the end of the season. It's winding down.
We're getting into the holiday season. Things are going crazy. Stay safe at TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the social medias. Maybe not Twitter eventually.
No. I thought about verifying us, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving that. I'm not giving that man money.
I will go on there and bully us. I'll bully us. Be like, look at your $8 check mark.
Thought about it for a second, but then it was literally a 1 second thought.
It would be fun. Let's be honest. It would be funny just to have a check mark beside our podcast name. Especially because we're not very big on Twitter at all. If you want to follow us on anything, follow us on the TikTok. But it would be funny to have a verified account. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah. Stay the same at gmail.com for your emails. We will see you next time. Stay safe. I screwed up my line.
How dare you?
Stay safe out there.